And we're live. Hello, and welcome to Forever Rugby on Forever Sports. It is the Hong Kong Sevens final time. A busy weekend of rugby finally culminates in the Cup final, which will take place between France and New Zealand, who have been very impressive over the course of the tournament. New Zealand looking to get their seventh season back on track, really. They've not been great this season. On the contrary, France have been one of the top sides across the tournaments so far. And looking for their second ever cup title here of France, and looking to go back to back. Actually, they won in LA, and so they'll be feeling very confident ahead of this. But New Zealand are sort of Sevens heritage, really. Them alongside the likes of Fiji and South Africa have been the sort of dominant force in Sevens over the last sort of 10 to 15 years. And whilst it's not maybe been their best this season, been very dominant this weekend. They've not lost a game. France actually went down to Fiji, so have lost a game this weekend, but clutched up with a very impressive victory over Ireland in the Cup semi-final, beating them 26 points to 10, whilst New Zealand beat Australia 26 points to 7. So both teams scoring 26 points in that semi-final, and expect to see some a very tight clash here between the two sides. And what is a pretty packed out Hong Kong stadium. We've got the anthems going underway. Reminder that obviously we only have anthems for the finals. It would take too long if we did it for every single game. But now that we are into the finals, we will have anthems from the two sides. And we've got the French one first. That'll be the home side for this evening. And then we'll have New Zealand. We've got a poll running in the comments saying, who are you supporting? Who would you like to see win? I'd probably like to see France win, to be honest. I've really enjoyed their turnaround, and very much making themselves potential candidates for that gold medal in Paris. Or technically it'll take place in Monaco. But that gold medal in the Paris Olympics very much on the cards, I think, if the French team continue to improve like they have. In terms of the teams for France, we have got in the starting lineup, we've got Zegde, Sepu, Timo, Perez, Eddie Martin, Epia, Grenadier, and Kenning, and then Captain Basquet. For New Zealand, is Currie, Collier, Captain, Finnegan before, New Star, Leo, Took Savage, and Warrow, who scored a fantastic individual try in that it was a quarterfinal yesterday to get them there. So if we look at the road for these two teams in the quarterfinals yesterday, New Zealand dispatching. It was we're trying to find it here. Fiji, 90 points to 12, and a very impressive performance. They had to come back from behind. Fiji started off very well, and New Zealand sort of grew into the game, whereas France had to beat Spain. Maybe not the top teams, Spain, but very much also a very improved team, and not a team that can be taken too lightly. So as I said, I think going into this final, I think New Zealand have had the harder route to it and have better rugby. France, however, though, never write them off. They have won this a tournament this season. They are very consistent. I think the consistency is what's impressed me so much. A lot of teams in the past have had sort of flash in the pan tournaments. We've seen Kenya, for example, have some fantastic tournaments and then be pretty poor the next tournament. So it's one of those teams that have gone from being an occasionally good side to being a very consistent side. I think them, along with Argentina, are probably the most improved seven sides in the last couple of years. Maybe throw in an Ireland there as well. So currently got the national anthem for New Zealand underway before we will get underway. Kickoff. But in terms of the rugby for today, we've also got a bit of championship or challenge cup rather happening a bit later. It is Sharks taking on Zebra at 4 o'clock. I'll be live with you guys for that game. So in a little over 3 hours time, we will have that. So plenty of action still to come. Montpellier versus Ulster, which should be a good game. That kicks off at 1:30. That's how I'm going to be keeping busy until that Sharks versus Zebra game. And in terms of South African, we saw 3 South African teams bow out of the European competitions yesterday. Stormers going down right at the death against La Rochelle, not being able to win right at the death. Cheetahs coming back, but not enough, losing by 5 points to Clermont, whilst the Lions, a very second-string Lions side, went down to Benetton, 27 points to 17. So Sharks, for me, have got a pretty good draw. I mean, Zebra at home, it doesn't get much better than that. So expect them to get the job done there. And Bulls yesterday hammering Lyon and progress into the quarterfinals, which will take place next weekend. But that's the anthem underway at the moment, and so we'll have to kick off very, very shortly. France getting the last bit of instructions there, as well as New Zealand, and then we will have, and I believe it's still 10 minutes, I think it is, a half. of sevens action. Right, so cup title is what is on the cards here. One of these teams will lift the trophy, and one of them will come up just short. Who will it be? Well, let's find out. If you have any score predictions, put them down in the comments below. But until then, let's get the action underway. And then this goes down the left-hand side. You see, with kickoff France, we're playing left to right. Good take that from Zegde as we are finally underway. Now on the left-hand side, Jeff France. Zegde managed to go off the kickoff, gets away to team. I've been very impressed with him so far this tournament. And solid carry from him. Still looking to try and go. Eventually pops it up. Now, down the left-hand side, not too much space, but decent numbers there. Pascal caught on the ball. Now, down the right-hand side, France go. Look to try and use the full width of the field there. Hugging the touchline. Zegde comes back inside, pops it up, and under a bit of pressure there is Zegde under a lot of pressure, and the penalty does come. Not sure they should have gotten that offload. In fact, it was actually Perez and Martin who was caught on the ball. So penalty here for New Zealand. Opportunity just outside the 22 for them to try and get open the scoring. And you just see, I wasn't really expecting that pop, and then a lot of pressure being put on Perez and Martin. They have called for the scrum here of New Zealand. And two players standing behind the scrum, so we're trying to keep both sides open. Meanwhile, right on the touchline, and you want to watch out for him, is Leo. Plenty of pace out wide there. But Cook Savage and War are currently positioned just behind the scrum, who should be fed by New Stub. Now down the right-hand side they go. Straight through the hands and straight through the middle goes Leo, eventually brought down. Now back down the left-hand side. Once again, just running the hands at the moment, New Zealand. Now steps back inside. Good carry this from Benegafonov. Cook Savage. Cook Savage on the angle there, brought down by, it's a good tackle coming from Grenadier and Kang. Now Currie. Lost forward there from New Zealand, so knock on advantage from France, and the referee does blow the whistle. Very, very poor that, I think, from New Zealand, to be honest. Big mistake. Getting away with that from France. So decent early defense. New Zealand went right, left, and right again. And then you can just see the tackle from Zeg there, just lodging the ball. So now it'll be a scrum for France, right back inside the 22. Expected to see them go to the boot and have a bit of a foot race. A 19-year cup title drought with that win in LA for France. That's how important it was for them. And a bit of break, a stop and play. Yeah, Currie is down. Meanwhile, New Zealand are veterans of cup final wins, 67 of them. Right on the left-hand side, go France. Looking to try right outside. From Didier. It's a nice little spin, but running himself into a bit of trouble there, Zip here. And that's a good offload. Great step inside as well. This is much better here from France. Look at the pace. Almost through. And he gets the offload away. It's a fantastic offload as well. Options here for Pasquet. On the right-hand side. Steps inside. Great tackle that on Epia. Needs support here to France. Needs someone to come secure this ball. Timo does arrive. Much better this from the French. Perez caught on the ball. Good carry from him and a good tackle coming from Leo. Bit of a dummy there from Timo. Now eventually brings the offload away. Looks to try and overlap. Penalty advantage of a high tackle here for France. And the penalty comes. I think they'll slow things down here with France. 3 minutes left in the half. Right, taking their time here. Just under 3 minutes left on the clock here. New Zealand have won this tournament 12 times, so they know what to do here in this situation. But France, it's probably supposed to almost sort of shake off that bit of an imposter syndrome when they won that cup. You know, starting to believe that they're genuinely good enough to win tournaments, and now they need to try and see if they can win multiple tournaments. Pasquet, the captain, taking into contact, met by his opposite, not his opposite number, but his opposite captain in Collier. Looking to try and hold him up there. Now eventually managed to bring down himself to the ground. Epinal. That's really, really poor. Inside ball there to Perez and Martin. And there's the New Zealand scrum. So still scoreless with just over 2 minutes left in the half. Both teams have had moments, but defended pretty well overall. Currie still limping around. Wouldn't be surprised if we see a replacement here from New Zealand. So that inside ball there. Should have taken it really, should Perez and Martin. Kind of a case of which team will blink first, really. They've defensively both been very, very good. Not apart from that one sort of pastoral play from France, not really managed to find too much gain on advantage. But New Zealand now another opportunity down the right-hand side. They find Leo on the wing. Comes inside, steps aside. He's almost got the break. He's trying to be reeled in. Yeah, he's got the pace. Ball back inside, and it's intercepted by Pasquet. He drops it back inside. Right back. I mean, that's a great offload to keep the ball alive. Now the ball's gone back, but forward off the hands of a New Zealand player. So it will be a France scrum. It's a great tackle that coming from Grenadier. You can see steps inside of it here. And then bang, comes back. And the ball back inside to Pasquet. And then an audacious offload just to keep it back inside alive. Then coming off a new stub. So from what would have been a New Zealand line, it is instead a French scrum. Less than a minute to go in the first half. And both teams just desperately trying to keep themselves in the clash here. No score just yet. France will have to go coast to coast. Pasquet. Now Timo. Two tacklers needed to bring him down. Pasquet, the captain, trying to get his arms to the tackle, but he's lost it forward. And New Zealand will have a final attacking scrum in this first half. Yeah, I mean, did everything right, really, but just the ball being dislodged in the tackle. So, final opportunity for New Zealand in the first half. Can they make it count, though, is the question. Frustration on the face of the French captain. Right on the right-hand side going New Zealand. He's left the ball behind. Backwards is the call, though, so still alive. New stub now looking to build from deep outside the 22. No, in fact, there was a knock-on. Right, half-time score, 0-0 over at Hong Kong. And not much to speak of, really. Both teams defending very, very well. We have a very short break and we'll be back for the second half. Let me know what you thought about the half, as well as who you were supporting in the comments below. Right, second half, and if we continue to have no score, we will have a golden try in extra time. But at the moment, score is level at 0-0. We still got 7 minutes to go for either of these teams to try and break the deadlock. France, the kick-off going down the right-hand side. And it's a very good kick-off there. Penalty for New Zealand for tackling without the ball is the call. But a good contest that from France, putting a lot of pressure on New Zealand. But New Zealand have an early opportunity now to try and build some momentum. Going to the line here to New Zealand, looking to set up a line out. Still limping along here, Scott Currie. Not entirely sure why he hasn't been replaced. They go to the front of the line there to New Zealand. Right, now building inside their own half. What can they conjure up here? Running it hard and straight goes Warrior. Back inside. Good carry. France captain Pascal fighting hard the tackle. Their team are trying to come over the ball there. Penalty advantage that from France. Pretty sloppy that, to be perfectly honest. I think New Zealand will probably take a tap here. Discipline was very good in the first half here for France, but that's not back-to-back penalties. A bit poor from them. Yep, there comes the tap. Right on the right-hand side, Warrior. Bit of an overlap being created here. Now good hands. It goes to Leo. Leo steps inside up here once again. It's a good tackle once again. It's actually a Grenadier. We saw it in the first half. And now France penalised for not releasing. Quickly taken from New Zealand. Now space on the left-hand side. Need to shift it one more time. Big tackle here needed from Timo. And he can't do it. And it's Currie. He's been limping along. I think the referee might want to have a look here. I think he's gone over here. Needed a big tackle here from Timo. I don't think he's managed to do it. Nah, they're not going to check. The assistant's happy with that. He says, no, all good from my end. So the deadlock is finally broken. It's taken almost 10 minutes. But New Zealand are over. Let's have a look at this here. How close it is. Absorbs the contact. Yeah, very well done. No issue whatsoever. You can see the assistant saying very, very happy with it. Timo needed a much bigger tackle. Needs to go a lot lower, to be honest. Now the conversion attempt, which gets quite important in these close cup finals, and it is wide. So a converted try for France will put them back in the, or put them in the lead. New Zealand now will have the restart, but France just need to receive this and get back to basics here. They've done just that. It's a good take out the F from Grenadier. He got his knees to the ground there. The ball's come back there. And a lot of pressure on Perez Edemart. He just throws it back inside into New Zealand's hand. Ball over the top. That's a massive mistake. And that could prove costly. Vi's gone over. Horrible moment that from Perez Edemart, who just blindly threw the ball back inside. Straight to New Zealand hand. Ball over the top to the replacement. And New Zealand have gone bang, bang. A much easier kick to come as well. And this could actually be the entire tournament right there. This is Perez Edemart. Really poor. Just throwing inside without knowing anything about who's inside there. And the French players can do nothing but watch. Well, they've won 12 titles here. Looks like title number 13 is incoming. And the conversion attempt comes off the post. So 10 points to 0. France will have to score twice in 2.5 minutes if they are to try and snatch this title. One will have to be converted as well. Now, high restart there. This would be a tricky one. And it's taken by New Zealand, in fact. All of a sudden, New Zealand dominating all the small aspects of this game. One more try. We'll probably have it wrapped up. Here is the try scorer there. Vi stepping inside another one. And knocked on here by New Zealand. So France with a scrum. And they can't afford to take too much time here. 2 minutes left. Got to try and score, convert, and have time for another kickoff. Couple of subs here for New Zealand. That's Tito Harris coming on, as well as Clark. There's Dan Carter doing the rounds. He'll be a chuffed man watching his countrymen get the job done. Now France, less than 2 minutes on the clock. Joseph, he's got a lot of pace. Caught on the ball, there's Trubal. Now Legel, a veteran of this side. Joseph now. Joseph looking to get a bit of space. Gets the offload away in the tackle, picked up by Grenadier in Kanang. Now down to the knee, so they have to release. France running out of time here. Very good defense. The defense for New Zealand has been absolutely flawless so far. And there's a knock on in the tackle. That should probably be it. Cook Savage there doing very, very well. And the New Zealand defense here has been so good. Not made any mistakes. Every single time France try to build up any sort of momentum, they force an error. This has been a proper clinical performance this so far from New Zealand. And they have an opportunity at the scrum with 44 seconds left on the clock to try and just grab another try maybe, or just really run down the clock. France had to score twice, and they're not going to do that in 35 seconds, unfortunately. So it looks like Hong Kong title number 13 on its way to New Zealand once again. They'll go back-to-back in terms of the women's and the men's competitions. A double for New Zealand Rugby. What a day this has been for them. Now on the right-hand side, go New Zealand. Will they finish with a bit of a flourish? Tito Harris now on the ball. Clark being counteracted there by France. Very good work there. Joseph coming away with the penalty advantage for France. They might just have a consolation try. They might very well have a consolation try. As you got the pace, Pasquet's got the pace down the right-hand side. It's just a little bit too little too late. Now, they have the choice of the restart here. This is an interesting thing. That was actually just in time. So I think that they can say no to the conversion, and they can then go to the restart. Maybe they didn't actually have the time for the conversion. Yeah, I think the referee's saying that the try was scored after the clock was had turned red. Right, so there it is. That was the case. So New Zealand do win. That late try from France, not enough to keep them in the game. 10 points to 5. New Zealand celebrate both a women's and a men's title over in Hong Kong. That wraps up another weekend of sevens. We will see you guys in May for Singapore. That is on the 3rd and the 5th of May before it all finishes in Madrid at the end of May, actually into June. So thank you very much for joining us across all our various sevens coverage. We will see you later for some Champions Cup action, or Challenge Cup action rather.